This is the Q from Comics Being Sci-Fi, and with Beauty and the Beast coming out this week, I thought I would go back and tell you about some of the live action Disney movies that's came out and some of the ones that I want to see the most. And I might even turn this into a little top 10. Who knows? I might get a new spot. So 101 Dalmatians came back a long time ago in the 90s, and I remember when this movie actually came out because I went to the show and seen it. And then they actually messed up and did 102. But the 101 Dalmatians is actually really sweet because it was around the time where they all had the animals talking to each other, even though they were live action. And in this movie, they didn't do that. Then we got Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp. And that movie was actually really good. I've thoroughly enjoyed that movie. Well, Tim Burton, you can't go wrong with Tim Burton. It's a Tim Burton directed movie and it was excellent, the graphics. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go see it. Not Through the Looking Glass. I said Alice in Wonderland because Through the Looking Glass sucked. Then just last year, they had probably their best outing with their live action attempts, which was The Jungle Book. This movie was very well done, from Idris Elba as Shere Khan to the little kid acting out as Mowgli to Ben Kingsley playing the Panther. This movie was actually very well done. You have Christopher Walken singing, "I want to be like you." And the only thing I missed was Trust in Me by the Snake. I really wanted to see that. But other than that, I still gave the movie a 10 out of 10. And if you haven't seen that movie, you really should go check it out. And now on to the top 10 list part. These are the 10 movies that I want to see Disney make into live action. Number 10, Mulan. This movie was very well done when it came out in the 90s. Even though it was directed towards, the Disney princesses, everyone could go take their kids and enjoy it. And it was very well done. And then if you actually got the DVD, it actually had Jackie Chan singing "I'll Make a Man Out of You" in Chinese, which was very sweet. Because Jackie Chan actually has a good voice.
我会改变你的前途 要成为男子汉不认输
Number 9, Aladdin. I know what you're saying. How could this be so low on your list? Because of the death of Robin Williams. You have to have Robin Williams. Is there anyone that can replace Robin Williams? No. So that's why this movie jumped from probably number 1 to number 9. Number 8, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's actually a very great story, and I actually think that it will transfer very well to live action film. Especially the scene with Frollo singing Hellfire. The color scheme of the song and the way he sung that song was great. Can you just imagine Patrick Stewart singing that? That will come out very well. Number 7, MOANA. I know it just came out. But can you imagine The Rock actually playing the character? Come on now, that would be great. He'd probably have to grow some hair. And I know what y'all think, that me and The Rock don't get along, but me and The Rock are actually cool. I just got off the phone with him today and told him he was gonna be on my top 10. So we cool. He understood where I was coming from. He a comic book fan, so he understood. Number 6, The Great Mouse Detective. The only reason I want this movie to be made into a live action movie is to see Radican's song on the big screen. That's the only reason. I mean, can you imagine rats getting drunk on champagne on the big screen in live action, running around drunk? He played the harp in the movie, so you cannot beat that. Come on now, if you don't like that part, then you don't like Disney movies. Number 5, this is gonna be controversial, but I don't really care. Oliver and Company. First of all, Cheech was in it, so we can know why I really want to see it. It's gonna have weed in it. But that's beside the point. I don't smoke. Kids don't do drugs. But Billy Joel played the dog. Come on now. And we all know that that's one of the most underrated Disney movies ever. Why should I worry? Come on, that was a great song. Great movie, great concept. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go stroll down memory lane, take the kids with you, and check it out. Number 4, The Aristocats. First of all, I know what you're thinking. That came out in the 70s, and who wants to see cats running around talking to each other, blah, blah, blah. Everybody wants to be a cat, because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Great scene, great song, great music, and if Disney starts putting music back in these musicals, which is what they are in the first place, then we'll be okay. Because can you imagine just like 100 cats coming in to take down the butler like how they did in the movie, and with the horse and everything, and then that ending scene with the okay. But anyway, number 3, Lion King 2. Now, like I said before, they're coming out with Lion King next year, but we know we're gonna have to have a sequel. And Lion King 2, along with Return of Jafar, is probably one of the 2 best, the top 1 and 2 Disney sequels for straight to video. Because we all know for a long time before Toy Story 2, Disney struggled with them sequels. They sequels sucked, okay? So for me to put Lion King 2 up there, it has to be good. The music was still good and consistent. You know, the acting was still good and consistent, even though they changed actors. But the storyline and the plot was excellent. And I'm not talking about this Lion Pride stuff that's on Disney right now. Lion King 2, go check it out. Number 2, Pocahontas. I feel like this movie didn't get a lot of credit, even though it was a great movie. I think it was nominated for a couple of Oscars. When you think of Disney movies in the 90s, which was Disney's heyday, you don't really think of Pocahontas, but I think that's just because The Lion King was so great. Pocahontas was a great movie for its time as an animation, and I think with certain things that's going on today, that Pocahontas would be a very controversial movie, and it'll be a very great movie and very well done. I think Pocahontas is important and it should be put out there. The music in Pocahontas, the animation in Pocahontas, the voice acting in Pocahontas, everything about Pocahontas is great, which is why it's so high up on the list. Let's give you a few honorable mentions. Pinocchio came out, When You Wish Upon a Star. You know, that was all fine and dandy, but it wasn't good enough to make this list. There's been so many adaptations of Pinocchio. I'm just saying, you might not agree with me, but Pinocchio from Shrek was really good. Princess and the Frog, I personally wanted to put this movie on the top 10. I really did. Only because I wanted Keith David to sing Friends from the Other Side. That's it. The movie was great, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the movie wasn't good, but I'm saying Keith David portrayal and Friends on the Other Side was fantastic. It's already in the top 10 Disney villain songs, and it's only been out for a few years. And then the number 1 movie that Disney should make into a live action, Bambi. Ooh, I went there. Bambi's mom is gonna die. Some hunter's gonna shoot her. Can you imagine the graphic scene? If you cried when you watched this movie as a kid, what you think you're gonna do when you... On second thought, I'm gonna keep it as number 1, but I feel like Animal Rights Group are gonna have a field day with this one. A lot of people consider it one of the greatest Disney, if not the greatest Disney movie of all time. So it would make sense for them to make it into a live action film. This has been the Q from Comics Being Sci-Fi. I hope you enjoyed this top 10. Like and subscribe, because if you did, I'll do more.